Hey, everyone. It's been a little while. I haven't been with you guys live in a couple of weeks now, I think, maybe past 2 weeks. Shout out to everyone who came to the master class last week, Monday. You guys, super proud of you. You guys showed up, played full out. If you missed it, make sure you catch the next one. The next one probably will be around August. We're still finalizing dates, but don't miss it. Like if your goal is to write a book, if you want to make impact, if you want to make money from your book, you got to make sure that you attend the next masterclass. I'm doling out a lot of nuggets. So I don't want you guys to miss any of this. All right. So today I'm really excited. Oh, did I not put up the topic today? All right. Well, today's topic is it's not about you. You probably saw that from the thumbnail, and I wanted to get into that. So when we think about, sorry, folks, give me a momentito. That's how you know this is live. Because I'm actually correcting all the things on the fly. So I appreciate your patience while I get it together. All right. So I'm really excited to talk to you about our topic, which is your book isn't about you. It is about your readers. So the reason why this is really important is because there are some people that I've been working with that even say like, oh, I have writer's block. I don't know what to write about. But if you shift the focus to what am I supposed to write about now to like, what do my readers need to know? What do my readers need to learn? It becomes much easier to think about what you're going to write about next. So I really wanted to get into that. Go a little bit deeper into what all of that means. And so you guys know I always come with notes because I don't want to miss it. Don't want to miss a thing. Okay, so here we go. The book isn't about you. So first I wanted to go over why author-focused books fail in today's market. So what I mean by author focus is like you're just focused on you telling your stories, your journeys, your triumphs, like, but not really actually explaining things to the reader or like really making it clear to the reader what you want to learn. It's going to fall flat. There are lots of memoirs out there, but you want to make sure that you're actually highlighting what are the big takeaway moments from that, and that will make you a more reader focused book. All right. So along with that is that the competition is a reality. And so you want to make sure that you're like setting yourself apart. And so again, focusing on the reader is really key. The other thing I wanted to talk about is how to identify your reader's true transformation. So again, you're focusing on what your reader needs to learn. What does your reader need to learn in order for them to have a transformation? And so I think one of the best ways to do this is to create a before and after framework. So define your reader's current painful reality and then identify their future status that they're craving or that they desire, right? So make it clear, put all the words that you need to make sure that they understand like how painful this really is in their world, and then how glorious it's going to be in their future if they just take on a couple of steps, if they actually put the steps that you're about to provide in place. And so you map out this journey between these 2 points, and that's really what's going to be clear for the reader as to like, okay, here's where I am, here's where I want to be, and then the author actually mapped out how I can get from one point to the other. There's definitely going to be some emotions along this journey, right? So you want to actually describe them. This makes it clear that you understand their fears, their frustrations, their limitations. But you also want to be very clear in their goals, in their aspirations, what it's going to look like on the other side. You want both to be very crystal clear, and then connect your content to that emotional transformation and what that's going to feel like. What would it feel like if you were able to make that impact that you're looking to make, right? What would it feel like if your readers are lining up, I mean, by the hundreds, ready to get a signed copy of your book, and they're walking away and they're like, thank you so much for writing this book. This significantly changed my life. It gave me a whole new perspective. It helped save my business. It helped save my marriage. It helped save my health, whatever it is. But if that's the big goal, you like, imagine how you would feel if people said that to you, right? I'm sure a lot of you would feel like, I mean, it's almost like more than fulfillment, right? It's just like this joy that you were able to do something that could actually impact other people. It almost feels like a calling, right? It's an answer to a calling. It's the outcome of a purpose that you're living in. And so in order to get to that place, right, you need to first describe what it's like before then. And before then, there's a lot of doubt, right? There are a lot of fears. Is anyone going to want to read this? Right? That's probably number one. Is what I have to say even helpful? Well, is what I have to share, is it enough to help people get to that dream state that they're looking to get, right? And there's a lot of fears. You start to write, you start to lose focus, you start to lose momentum, you start to write, and then you stop writing, and then you're like, oh, I gotta get back on the bandwagon again and write again, right? All of these things are coming into play. But if there were steps that you could take to get to the other side of that, you would jump on that immediately, right? Like, who wouldn't want the roadmap to get to their dream, to get to the truest form of fulfilling their calling, their purpose, right? Yeah, that's what they want. So really make that clear. Kind of did a little example, wink, wink, nod, nod, if you caught that, to help you understand what that could look like for you in your book. And so you definitely want to make sure that the problems and the solution are aligned. Research what's keeping your readers awake at night. What are their real pain points? Survey your audience about their biggest challenges. You know, what are some of the things that they wish like could be taken away with a magic wand? And then align your expertise with their most pressing needs. Right? So this is how you really make sure that you're really writing for your readers, not for you. Okay, and so here's some frameworks that you can use for reader-centered writing. There's the transformation promise. So you start every chapter with a reader benefit. That's a really great way to do it. Another is the you-focused language shift. So replace all I statements with you statements. And as best you can, use second-person perspective to create immediacy and to make the reader the hero of their own story. That's going to get them every time, right? So I highly recommend that. And then finally, there's the other framework is called the application architecture, and that's where you include specific action steps for every concept. So here's a concept, here are the action steps. Concept, action steps. You just make it very clear. The reader can't miss it, right? Here are the things you need to do. You definitely want to provide tools whenever you can. So whether that's lists that they can check off, whether it's helping them create a spreadsheet so they can keep track of certain things. What gets tracked gets done. One of my mentors used to say that a lot. And you definitely want to create measurable outcomes that readers can achieve, right? Everybody loves a win, even if it's a quick win. Those small, quick wins build confidence, though, right? So that's another way in which you can create this application architecture or framework. All right, so if this has been helpful for you, you know I always like to see the comments. Please put a V in the comments, valuable. Let me know. If you are watching the replay and you saw me mess up the whole beginning, go ahead and put an R in the comments for replay. I love to see it. And all the people who are on here live, just let me know if you find this helpful, if you help this valuable. That just helps me. And so let's do the recap then. So what we went over today is, look, your book isn't about you. And it's really important that we understand that it's not, especially for my people out there who are coaches, people out there who are trying to make a positive impact in their readers' lives. You really got to focus on the reader and not necessarily about you. When you start just writing about your own interests, the things that have happened to you, and you don't focus on like how you can actually help your reader, you're going to get lost amongst the competition. There are a lot of memoirs out there, right? And so I would say you can write a memoir, great, but if you really want to like transform with action steps, you got to make sure that you flip it on its head and start really writing more about the reader and what they can learn and what their takeaways will be. And that will set you apart. Also, we talked about how to identify your reader's true transformation. So you can create the before and after framework where you define, remember, we're going to define with your amazing use of words that you now have. And you're going to be very clear and very descriptive in what is the pain point for your readers, right? What is their painful reality? And then you're going to show them, again, with very beautiful words, what their future looks like or what they want their future to look like. And then we're going to outline some steps to help them get from where they are right now, their painful reality, to their amazing future. You're going to help create those steps for them. That is a great way to make sure that your readers get that transformation you're looking for. Remember, if you understand their fears and their frustrations and limitations, just as well as you understand their dreams, their aspirations, and the desired outcome that they have, all you need to do is to connect, right? Connect to those emotions on how to get to A and how to get to B, and you will really drive it home for the reader. And if you're looking for a more immediacy in how you're being helpful, it's like concept or story, and then learning points. Concept or story, learning points. Definitely want to stick to you. We talk about frameworks for reader-centered writing. So we talked about start every chapter with a reader benefit. That's a really great way to start. The other framework is using the you-focused language. So shifting from I to you creates immediacy, and also it makes the reader the hero. Key. And then finally, you can use like an application architecture, which basically means you include specific action steps for every concept, which is what I was explaining earlier, right? So please use these in your writing. If you haven't started writing yet, please feel free to take these tips and start using it towards your goal. If you're like, what am I going to write about? Think about what's the pain that your reader has, where's the goal that they want to get to, and then how you can provide steps to get them from A to B. And that'll get you out of your writer's block real quick. Guarantee it. All right, guys, that is my time. Hopefully you enjoyed today. I certainly did, because it's a reminder for me as well to keep all of these things in mind. I will see you next week, same time, same place. Until then, have a great night.